welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a good old-fashioned Q&A video, which I am so excited for. These are some of my favorite videos that I like watching on YouTube, and it's been a hot second since I filmed one of my own. So that's what today's video is going to be all about. I am going to add the timestamps for each of the questions down in the video description. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first question is talk about change, because I think you changed a lot since 2017. Love you. All right, talk about change. Well, my take on change is that it's the only constant in life. Literally no moment, no day is the same as another. Things are always in motion. Things are always changing. Change for me goes hand in hand with growth. If we're locked in this little box of I'm going to operate in the same way and talk about the same things and do the same things literally forever, where is there any spaciousness to grow and learn and try on new perspectives and try on new clothes and try on new places in the world, new hobbies? There's not much room when we constrict ourselves off and fight against change and are committed to like, let me stay the same. Also, the very act of refuting or going against the natural evolution of life, the constant of change, creates suffering. When we restrict the flow of energy and try to fight against the reality that life is constantly expanding and evolving every day, we're all having these unique experiences and learning, and we are changing, we are evolving. And so when we try and go against that, that creates suffering, that creates pain, versus opening, accepting this truth that change is constant, and expanding into it. I freaking love change. I love embracing change. It's like one of my core values in life. Life feels so much more fun that way. Life feels so much easier that way. Going through life through this lens of curiosity and openness to learning new things and trying new things versus the contrast. All right, next question is, are you living in California or Hawaii? Currently, I am living in California. I've been living in California for the last almost full year. I've been in this particular home. I did spend the month of December in Hawaii and had a few videos there, so maybe that's where the curiosity was coming from. Hawaii is my soul home, and I am currently in the midst of saving up to purchase land and build a home there in the future. And for the time being, I am in California. Ooh, I like this question. Do you practice Reiki? So the short answer is no, I don't practice Reiki. There are quite a few different forms of energy work. I imagine the reason this person asked, do you practice Reiki, is because I've talked here and there about energy work, but I have yet to really like dive into and expand upon the type of energy work, the type of energetic practices that I've personally been engaging in. Oh, silo! For the last few years. So the type of energy work that I do is more of a somatic experience. It's actually connecting with the felt sense, the sensory experience of what is present in the body in this present moment, holding space for that. So that may mean that if I don't have capacity to hold space for what's coming up in my own experience, then being with a mentor or an energy worker, energy healer who is more resourced. So resource is kind of like somebody whose nervous system is more relaxed and the parasympathetic and more grounded and centered and stable. Sort of like seeing it as there's like a little kid who's having a breakdown and they're really angry or upset or sad, and then the parent comes in with a more regulated nervous system, and that can help the child process through the somatic experience that's coming up for them in that moment. So that's kind of like a little snapshot into the type of energy work that I've been doing. There's a lot more to it, which I'll be sharing in a future video in like just a couple of weeks. I'm really excited to prioritize that video because it's been so long that I've been so passionate about this. I finally feel that all the pieces have come together into a way that I can actually explain like what the heck is this and what are the benefits of it and how does it work. So stay tuned. Okay, next question is, what is your current relationship with psychedelics? Really good question, because I do have a little mushroom tattoo, and yet ever since I started with energy work a few years ago, my my usage of psychedelics has gone down, like a lot. I noticed that like years ago, I was engaging in like microdosing or psychedelic use from this place of curiosity and desire to expand my awareness and expand my perspective on myself and life as a whole. Ever since I started having weekly energy work sessions, I noticed that I'm getting that fulfilled through this alternative type of work versus psychedelics, which is really cool because I'm able to fulfill that need in a complete sober place and expand my awareness like every single day through these energetic practices versus psychedelic use. With that said, I still have microdosed like here and there in the past few years, but definitely engaging in less psychedelics and more energetics. Next question is, what is your updated skincare routine and will you make new merch apparel anytime soon? Okay, so my updated skincare routine I won't go into now, but I will link a video down below that I shared very recently with my updated skincare routine, so you can check that out. Very, very simple, my skincare routine. As far as merch goes, yes, I am currently in the midst of creating new merch and apparel, and I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be a couple more weeks before the test orders arrive at my house, so I've ordered a few different designs and different style shirts that I'm having shipped to me just so I can double check the material, and then if the material is good to go, then I'll take photos and post those onto my new shop on the website, and then I will be sharing with you very, very soon. Do you have any pointers about making vlogs, like how to best place the camera to get the shots, fast editing styles, is phone or camera better? Thank you. So I definitely wouldn't say I'm like the primo person to share. I say that because like my editing style, my video style is like pretty raw, uncut, unedited. Like yes, there's editing, but it's not a production. Like there's people on YouTube who make the most beautifully produced videos, and that's just kind of like at the other side of the spectrum that I'm on. But I will share my personal take on vlogging is like, it gets to be fun. It gets to be like telling a story. Imagine creating your own movie that's filmed in one day. Like what are the shots that would pull together this cohesive feel? For some reason, I love the shot of like when the covers are pulled off in the bed and the feet land on the floor. I just love that shot. And then like maybe a shot of like my feet walking somewhere and then like opening a door handle, washing my face, just like little snapshots that pull it all together into a video where somebody's like, oh, I get what's happening, and they're able to fill in the gaps in between the shots that you have. As far as using your camera versus your phone, that's actually something that I'm currently trying to figure out myself. I've been using the Canon G7X, and right now I'm using the Sony a6400 for a couple of years now, but more recently I have been using my phone. I'm just trying to dial in the proper device for me and the color spectrum that I'm going for. So I would just say test it out. Honestly, the phone's cameras are so freaking advanced these days, so if you don't have a camera, like don't let that hold you back from starting. And my last tip on vlogging is practice, practice, practice. Create a vlog and then go through the editing process, and you may notice yourself having a moment where you're like, oh, that would have been so cool if I actually put the camera here instead or in addition to what I already did, and then use that newfound awareness and ideas in your next vlog, and then just keep honing in on your skills. My question is just for fun. What is one thing that you haven't done yet that has been on your mind lately and possibly scares you or excites you? Okay, so the first thing that came to my mind when I originally read this question is going on a hot air balloon ride. It doesn't really scare me, but it definitely does excite me, and I've wanted to do this for years, but I still haven't gotten around to prioritizing it. That's something that I would love to do, and from where my house is, like almost every evening around sunset, I see hot air balloons. There's like 4 or 5 of them in the sky. I would love to do that, but for some reason I visualize it being in Colorado or Montana or another country where it's really vibrant. There's rolling hills or like a mountain range. So yeah, that's something I would love to do. What made you choose to be a health coach / life coach? Why did you choose IIN? So for those of you who don't know, IIN is the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. It's the online school that I got my health coaching certification through years and years ago. To put it simply, the reason why I decided to move into life coaching is because ever since I was young, I was always that person for my friends and acquaintances and even like random people I would meet at bars during those days. I would always be the person sharing advice and different perspectives. It was like I just somehow, without even trying, was attracting people to me asking for my advice and suggestions on how to navigate challenges in their life, whether that was like physical health, mental health, relationships, just like stuff. Like people would ask me questions and the support would come very easily for me. Oh no, my camera's running out of battery. So that's one part of it. And then the other part is once I started documenting my life and my health journey on social media and dropped out of school and moved to Hawaii and just started doing my own thing and starting my life from scratch in an alternative way, I started to receive so many questions from people in this community, curious of like, how the heck did you do it? At such a young age, how did you veer away from that standard path and create your own reality for yourself? So that was what originally inspired me to backtrack and think, how did I do this? What were the methods and the practices that supported me in making this a reality? That's also what inspired me to start hosting self-growth focused retreats in Hawaii and yeah, just continuing coaching. Like it's just something that lights me up and feels very natural for me. Why I chose IIN was because it was the #1 most well-known health coaching school in the world. There was one other program similar to IIN, but like plant-based focus that I was looking into at the time, but I just didn't see like as many positive reviews for that at the time. That's why I ended up going with IIN because it just felt very like stable, like the #1 in the world. The most people have gone through it successfully coaching afterwards. So yeah, that's why I chose IIN. Next question is, you've probably answered this a million times, but where do you get your rings? I'm trying to find some that don't tarnish easily in water. I've also been watching your videos since 2008. They've calmed me down from panic attacks on so many occasions. Thank you for being amazing. Aw, this question is coming from Shelby. Shelby, I'm so glad that my videos have been supportive for you, and that's freaking amazing that you've been able to find calm and relief from panic and anxiety from my videos. So I love to hear that. Thank you for sharing. As far as my rings go, they're from like random different places. If I was to stare at them for long enough, I could probably think of the names of all of them, but I will just put all the links down below from all of the places that I can find these rings from. How do you communicate with your partner when you need help? I find it quite difficult. Okay, I love this question because I feel you. The past few years for me have been a heavy emphasis on noticing and acknowledging my human needs and desires and wants. When it comes to asking partner for help with something, the first and foremost is like knowing that it's okay and it's beautiful that you have needs and desires to receive support from other people. Like we are social beings. So just having a reframe on that, it's not a bad thing to ask for help. I know when I was growing up, I had this story of it makes you weak if you ask for help, like it's really important to be independent. And like, yes, there are beauties in being able to be independent and beauties in being able to ask for help. I guess the best way that I could support you on this is honestly directing you to look into nonviolent communication, because this is all about getting in touch with your feelings, your wants, your needs, and how to communicate that to somebody in your life in a very simple way that they can actually understand like exactly what you're looking for help with, and there's a very clear request. Yeah, nonviolent communication, the best place to start with all this. So I will link that down below. Ooh, here's a juicy one. Next question is, would you like to have children one day? If yes, where do you feel you are at in that process? Yes, I would love to have children one day. Where am I at in the process? I'd say I'm moving along. I envision myself having children within the next 5 years or so. There's a lot of things that I am looking to learn and integrate into myself and my life, my relationship, and really embody on a deeper level before I decide to bring new life into this world. So a couple of those things are like my physical health has been like a little rocky in the past few years, and I'm taking a lot of action right now and receiving support to enhance that area. I have this vision of being in such a state of optimized health and well-being physically as I am preparing my womb. That feels really, really important to me. So that's one area. The other is like this whole realm of reparenting ourselves, attuning to myself, caring for myself like the divine mother and the divine father, and really getting a feel for what that is like, so that when I do bring a child into this world, I already have years of practice operating with myself in that way, because children learn through observing and feeling and noticing and experiencing their caregivers, right? Their parents. And so that feels really important for me to be in a deeper level of embodiment with certain things, so that I just am naturally emitting that. I feel like I could talk about this topic for literally hours and hours and hours. So long story short is like, yes, I intend to have children, and yes, I'm in a preparation phase right now. Next question is about my hair. What shampoo do you use? Your hair looks so good, much love. I have been using Organic Excellence on and off, but mostly on, for the past freaking so many years. I'll link it down below, but essentially it's like a really, really clean, natural, organic, obviously Organic Excellence shampoo and conditioner. They also have some other products, but I only use the shampoo and conditioner. Actually, I think they have a dog shampoo too that Silo has yet to try. But there's just so much freaking junk ingredients in shampoo and conditioner and hand soap and lotion and like all body care, home care items. And this particular brand is extremely clean. That's what I've been using, and it works freaking wonders. They have a wild mint scent and an original, I'm pretty sure. So check it out. But honestly, the real secret to healthy hair is just doing less to it. When I was dyeing my hair, it was just frying my hair. Like the bottom part of my hair is not in great condition, but the top part, the new growth, is really, really, really healthy. So that's the key that I've noticed over the years, because like when I was younger, I was straightening my hair almost every day. It was just dry, dry, dry. And then I moved to Hawaii and I stopped dyeing it and just like let it do its thing. I didn't use heat on it at all. And it was the healthiest it's ever been. And then I started dyeing it. Really messed up the quality again. Now we're getting back to the healthy, silky hair. That is the key. Do less and use healthy shampoo and conditioner. Would you be open to doing another closet tour? Only asking because you always have the cutest clothes and style. Also would like to know your thoughts on minimalism. Ooh, I love this question because this year so far, I have been in a huge simplifying phase, literally in every area of my life, which I know I've been saying this a few times in this video, but this is a whole another video in itself, which is probably going to be one of the next ones that I film, because like I said, I'm just like in this phase of simplifying a lot. To answer your question, yes, I would be open to doing another closet tour after I fully clear everything out. So I listed some clothes on Poshmark. I think I'm gonna bring some other clothes to Plato's Closet. It's kind of like a thrift store, and you get like a little kickback for the items that you bring in that they choose to sell in their store, and then they may not choose to sell all of them and they'll give you those back. At that point, that's when I donate them. So yeah, I've been decluttering on all the levels to kind of bring this into the minimalism part of the question. I've been decluttering my digital life, so like Dropbox, Google Drive, the desktop of my computer, the notes in my phone, the contacts in my phone, the clothes in my closet, the things in my bathroom, in my kitchen, the people that I'm connecting with, like literally all areas of life, just simplifying, simplifying, simplifying. And it feels so good to just clear out this like junk, which some of it, yes, is physical. Some of it is invisible, but it still feels like a weight on your shoulders. So I'm excited to walk you through like all the different things that I've been doing to simplify. As far as minimalism goes, I resonate more with essentialism. I can also link that down below. It's a book that I read a few years ago, and I've been listening to the audio version of it again recently, because inside of my Ascend community, the first community challenge that we're doing is a Simplify challenge, and then the corresponding book club for that is the Essentialism book. It just is such a huge reframe on minimalism, simplifying life in general, general and what is supportive for us as humans and what is maybe not so much. How to just like strip away the non-essentials so that we can have more of our precious time, energy, focus, life experience on the things that matter most. So highly, highly recommend checking that out. But yes, closet tour in the near future. How do you deal with bad days like depression, anxiety, etc.? Really good question, because we're all humans and there is a spectrum of emotions. We're not going to feel blissed out and ecstasy and happy and all of that every single day. There is a spectrum. As far as how I deal with like depressive or anxious emotions, instead of distracting, actually take a moment or two or a day to be with what's present from a place of love and curiosity, and instead of judgment or needing to make it wrong or needing to make it go away or needing to figure it out or analyze it or anything. It's just like, there is a sensation in my body, there's a feeling that I'm feeling, and let me be with that. And then also, is there somebody in my life who feels more, this brings it back to a different question that we talked about today, which is finding somebody in my life who's more resourced at the time. So if I feel under-resourced, I'm lacking stability, I'm feeling anxious, or I'm feeling depressed, then finding somebody that's in a state where they're really solid and centered and grounded so that I can spend time with them and my nervous system can co-regulate with their nervous system to kind of bring me back to common ground. And that can be done in person, or that can be done on the phone. Like, you can just FaceTime someone or call someone, and just knowing that they're there with you, your body can start to relax and drop back into safety and ease. Okay, next question is, are you eating meat still or back to a more vegetarian/vegan diet? I would say a little bit of both. I am eating meat still, but I've been eating much less in the last few months, and I'd say most of my meals are plant-based, but not 100%. I'm not really about the label or like, I am this, I am that. I'm just doing my thing in the diet realm. Have your spiritual beliefs changed much in the past couple of years? What experiences, if any, have shaped your core beliefs around what life is about? Oh man, oh man, oh man. I could talk about this for a while. The short answer is no. My spiritual beliefs haven't changed, but I would more so say they have evolved and come into form. What I mean by that is the past few years have been like collecting different pieces of the puzzle, piecing them together and seeing, finally being like, oh, this is what is going on. This is why I'm here. This is why we're all here. This is what's happening. This is our journey. As far as like filling in the gaps of that, that's a whole nother video in itself. There have been many different experiences and like conversations that I've had with people, books that I've read, videos that I watched, energetic experiences that I've had. A lot that has contributed to this sense of security and knowing and remembrance of what this is all about. If I was to like point to a couple that would maybe be more like easily understood by everybody who's tuning into this video right now, I would say the book called The Sophia Code and the book called Bringers of the Dawn. That helps like paint a better understanding of the earth realm, the spirit realm, what's happening here. There's a lot more that I'd love to talk about in this area, and I'll save it for a whole in-depth video. Okay, my love, that is going to wrap up today's Q&A video. I hope that you enjoyed watching and resonated with some of my responses. If you did and you're not already subscribed, be sure to click the little subscribe button down below, click the bell to turn on your notifications. That way you will not miss any of my future videos. And I'm so excited because I just kind of discovered this whole shorts option on YouTube, like the shorter video segments. I'm really excited to start creating lots of shorts for you in between my main major videos. I also have one thing to share with you before we go today. If you're still sticking around, then chances are you resonate with who I am and the messages that I share on confidence, manifestation, being the best version of yourself, energetics, emotional well-being, communication, all the things. So I wanted to let you know I'm hosting 2 workshops in March. One of them is on how to overcome addiction to your phone, and the second one is how to cultivate emotional emotional resilience. So how to navigate those challenging situations in life with much more ease and stability. So if either of those interest you, the way to join and tune into those workshops is to click the link down below in the video description and sign up for my Ascend membership. It's $44 a month and you get access to all of the workshops that I host plus so much more. I'll put all of the info down below, and until next time, I love you so much and see you soon.